not doing that here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that here. You got your 2 minutes uninterrupted. She will get the same.
I was gonna say, finances, money can put you in places that a father's presence cannot, and it can change like the trajectory of your life. Especially in the BOK community, agreeing with Flowers. Money is traumatizing us for generations and generations behind us, and clearly coming up. And that's fathers or no fathers. So I'd much rather have the pockets to be able to do those things, to be able to live the life that you want to do. Even if there's trauma from you not being here, with deep pockets, I can have insurance and healthcare and a therapist to go work those traumas out.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Water.
So, being a 40-year-old white male, learning from my dad being laid off for a year and a half, staying with family, I'd argue that the most important thing is the presence. However, at the same juncture, I'd argue that it is not the poverty that is causing the issue directly, but the fact that the wages and the benefits of what is not able to be provided is what's causing the issue. So as long as you have financial disparity and you're not able to be equal among everyone else around you, that itself will cause trauma. So if you have, let's say, $1 million, but all your nearby neighbors only have, let's say, 1,000 to play with, well, you're going to have issues among those people. But if both of you can all eat, then it doesn't matter. Yet again, if only one person can eat and no one else can eat, that itself is going to cause more issues too. So, I mean, I'd argue it all boils back down to emotional intelligence. What is it that you seek to understand to have the most knowledge of? The money or the presence of other people? And I digress.
Thank you, Flacco.
Yeah, so I 100% say that a father's pockets is more important. I don't have to be in poverty to know how traumatizing and detrimental it is to us, like in society. So at least with kind of piggybacking on what Oshi said, at least with money, that you can kind of get you somewhere, and hopefully kind of get you to a better place in comparison to probably the trauma you dealt with growing up. So growing up, you can kind of find ways to heal and cope. You got resources to help you. If you don't have any of that, then you're nothing. You pretty much are unaliving. Like you're not even there. You know what I'm saying? So at least with money, you can kind of you can use the initiative and take yourself places where you need to be. But if you don't have any of that, if you just have a father telling you that he loves you, but isn't putting you in a position,
guys, we're not answering the question. Which one is much more important?
Sir,
Which one's the more?
Sir, we just said, oh my God.
On this panel, everybody comes up and then you wait for the host or a mod to introduce you. Then everybody will get 2 minutes to speak. After you say I land, if you haven't used up your whole 2 minutes, you've used up your time. Then we move on to the next new panelist. And then once that's all said and all the panelists have spoken for their 2 minutes or whatever, then they say open panel, and then you're allowed to ask questions or kind of rebuttal to anything that you heard. So that's just how Can runs her panel. We also ask that you share the live. If you're on the panel, you should have sent a daily heart me already to the panelists. So you click that little right next to where it says Can, you hit follow. It's 1 cent. 1 cent, y'all. And then we go from there. If you all could tap it up, let's get Can up to at least 5K so we can get on the FYP. That would be wonderful. And if you could share it with anybody who likes a good debate. Like this doesn't really have ops. It just has 2 different sides. So if anybody who has opposing sides, bring them in.
All right, thank you so much, Elsie. Flacco, I'm gonna give you your minute back. I don't know why Buddy interrupted you. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. So to conclude what I was saying, at least having financial freedom, you can kind of pinpoint a pathway for yourself because you have the resources to do so, so you can kind of give yourself a better life than what you probably have experienced in your childhood. But if you don't have any of that, then you might as well, you don't really, you don't have anything, you know what I'm saying? So you're stuck in survival mode. Whereas, a father just telling you that they love you, but they're not expressing that through their actions or actually trying to help you, guide you to a better life, then it really doesn't mean anything, does it? So we can all agree that just because a father's present doesn't mean he's being an actual father. From experience myself, I know that that's not enough.
So which one do you think is more important, money or father? Fathers. Which
Sir,
one?
hold on. We got one more person, and then we can get in the open
It's
panel.
not
Just give
answering
it
the
2 more
prompt though.
minutes. Just give it 2 more minutes, and then we
I
can get in the
did,
open
I did
panel.
answer the phone. Yeah.
Tino, go ahead.
So, Flacco, I'm sorry that happened to you, bruh, and your situation personally, but it's very important that we have fathers in the home. You know what I mean? That's the problem with society right now, that fathers are not in the home. So now I have to turn to money. The next best thing is money. You know what I mean? But it's nothing like a father's presence. You know what I mean? Money is going to come. We worry about money too much. Money is going to come. That's just God going to bless us with money. But us being able to be around our kids and raise our kids because we had these kids, right? So it's not nobody else's job to raise these kids. If you can see the kid, if you have a kid, it's nobody else's job but your job to be present. That's a right for a kid, because guess what? That kid didn't ask to be here. That kid don't know what the hell going on. You and the mama know what's going on. The kid is totally innocent, so the kid needs both of y'all so they can learn. You know what I mean? The kid's first teacher is the parents. Both parents is your first teachers. That's who a kid is going to listen to. I don't care about nothing else. I'm going to listen to my mama and my daddy first before I listen to anybody else. So you need both of your parents because it's a balance. That's what helps a kid grow up to be successful and to love himself. When you don't have that, you're hurt. You've been neglected. So half of you is going to always be hurt because you don't got the whole you. You was born with two parents, not with one. You know what I mean? That's why I feel for foster kids, because they don't have no parents at all. So they have to raise themselves. They have to depend on the little money they get, but then guess what? They missing a whole nother part of their life. So I go with the presence of a father is very, very, very important in our land.
Thank you, Tino. We're gonna go in the open panel real quick. Kitty, I'm gonna get you on the back end. You can just jump in the conversation whenever you feel free. Unless you're gonna be very brief, because user is very jumpy and he wants to get into it.
Yeah, you guys can open it up and I'll jump in.
Okay, perfect. Go. Elsie.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've had a lot. My life has been great in a lot of aspects, or a lot of people think my life has been great because the one thing I've never been in my life is broke. I've had all the things that, and I came from a 2-parent household ish. It's hard to explain, and I don't want to get too deep into it. But the AB, you could even say the DV, you could say all those things. You could say, technically, you could say ADHD is like a learning disability. I have all that stuff. But the one thing a bitch has never been is broke. And I'm a better person for it. And we're not negating the presence of a father, but money fixes a lot of things. I'm not even going to say that money makes you happy, because it doesn't, but it can fix a lot of things. And I think a lot of the
But the
problems that
question
people
asked is
have,
okay,
a
wait.
lot, a lot of the problem,
Okay.
I'm gonna land in this sentence. A lot of the problems that people have today could be fixed with money. Not say it makes them happy, but could be fixed with money.
Okay, and also the question asked which one is more important, right? You said that God bless also. You said that you had you were fortunate enough to have like a lot of stuff in your life, right? To be provided for, noise, everything was looked after, right? God bless. So when do you think that what that was? But do you have your dad in your life? Can I ask that? Or is that a reach?
No, I do have my dad.
Yeah. Okay. So do you think without your dad that would be possible?
Which part?
Yeah.
The money?
Yeah. Just everything, your whole life.
Um,
Just do you think it's possible, like your lifestyle and everything? Do you think that's possible without your dad?
But we're not talking about like a
Like,
father.
just
We're
be
talking about a
honest.
father's presence or the
Yeah,
father's.
without
I mean, I think so.
without
I think
without your
so in some
father's
regards.
presence, do you think you'll be the person who you are right now? You
Yeah,
think
there's other
that?
people who can fill in. Yes, I do.
Nah, no, I doubt that.
What do you mean?
No,
Like
I know that. I know they
people
don't.
Like, what do
I
you
doubt it. I think that, to be honest, I'm not gonna
but
lie,
that's your own
and
personal thing.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck, okay? I feel like
that shit funny.
when a male, okay, let me start with the males. When a male is fatherless and everything, he's most likely and everything he's gonna be affiliated. When a female is fatherless and everything, she's gonna be in the streets. Like, just to keep it a buck, you know. I'm
Bro,
not covering
You're
that.
100%
you're
right.
not
What are
You're
you?
You know
100%
what I'm
right.
saying? So to contradict that, with a father, I feel like when it comes to when a male has a father in his life and everything, he's gonna be more focused. And I think that when a female has a life and has a father in her life, the females are gonna be more focused also, and she's gonna be more traditional and everything, etc. In terms of them lines, you know what I'm saying? You get me?
no.
I had both my dad
I
and
do,
my
but I have a
stepdad in my life.
question.
So what the fuck are you talking about when you're saying they're going to be
I'm
more
talking
Right,
about
but
the
traditional?
TC,
I
growing.
will at least be disrespectful.
flowers,
Rap shit.
whoa, flowers. Can you talk to the bigger question in the chat? Because somebody was like, "Oh, why do wealthy kids say that they wish their parents were there more?" So I will say that as a wealthy, I wasn't wealthy, but I would say I wish my parents were there more. I guess like two things can be true. I wish they were there more, but I would still take the money. I don't know. There's a difference between like if we're talking about like single family households versus your parents being around and making money and you wish they came to more of your like softball games and stuff. Yeah, I wish my parents came to more of my softball games. That's why
Yeah,
my father is
but that's
80
the
The
and comes to
point
question's
all
not
of
is,
my
asking
basketball
that.
games.
but user, the point is, right?
The
A
question's
father
not
being
asking, do you
present, a
want money?
father. Hold on, can you just be quiet for 1 second? Like, the point is, what we're trying to make is that at least you have the resources to trump and potentially take care of the trauma and childhood trauma that you've dealt with. But if a father's presence is only
Motherfuckers ain't
there,
shit. Come
then
on this
if
app
a
lying
father's
and shit.
if a
Tell the
father's
fucking truth. Take that mask off.
bro,
Who was that?
I don't know who the fuck that was. I had to hurry up and get
Who
them
was
up
that
out of here.
directed at?
I don't know. People are weird as shit. Continue, Flacco.
I was just saying that you wouldn't even be able to attend softball games because you don't have the resources. Because your father isn't able to provide for you. So at least when he has his pockets, you could still do things to enjoy yourself growing up. You know what I'm saying? And then use that money that and the foundation that he gave you to be better than he ever was. You know what I'm saying? But if all there is just his presence, then yeah, like you don't got shit.
Marco, can to that.
Host, can I ask, do you have a father in your life? Host.
Are you talking to the host, like to Can Can?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, yeah. Aren't
I'm
you the
not the
host?
host. I'm just in the big box. No, but yes,
Okay.
I do have my father
Yeah,
in my life. I have a father
I
and a
do.
stepfather,
I
and
do have
he
my
has a
father
father. Yeah.
in my life who's still
Okay,
married to my mother for 40 plus years.
what's the
What's your
point?
point?
Okay.
What's your point?
Uh, okay. So the problem is about engagement,
No.
right? Like,
What's your point in asking that question?
no, I wanted to get an understanding. So
No,
now I
you
understand
wanted to
that.
have a I gotcha moment.
Not really. I mean, it's not. I don't really go for people like that. Like, oh, you don't have a dad. I don't do
Well,
that.
that's the premise of your question is to have an I
Yeah,
gotcha moment.
yeah, but that's not my intentions. It
So
was
That's
just
ask the
an.
question, bro. What is the question? The
so
question
So
is,
instead
do
of
you have a
so
dad?
I
Yes
already
or
asked
no?
it. I
Okay, you
already
got the
asked the
answer.
question.
Is there a follow up to that?
so all the ladies who are on here have dads. We know our dads.
Yeah,
Where
I think
if
that.
we didn't, may I ask just one hypothetical? Like if we just said that we weren't, were you going to immediately call us
Yeah,
streetwalkers?
I think it's important to like
No. Answer my question.
everybody that comes up.
Were you going to
I
call us
think
good
that
time girls?
well, what I think that regardless is whether
If we
it's
would have
male
answered
or
the
female,
question, if we would have
I
answered the
think
Yeah,
that
he
question,
is.
everybody
no.
that comes up should answer: do they have a dad in their life? Yes,
So if
I
we would have
think
answered the question no, what would have been your response?
it will get an understanding. I think that everybody that comes up in this panel, regardless if it's a male or female, I think that first thing you should ask, do you have a dad in your life? I think from there we can have a better understanding.
But
You
you're
know.
dancing. You're